Hi, my name is Rich Brown, and I'm here to talk about how I think senior housing amendment could be made a little bit better. As you may know, I'm an alternate on the Lyme Planning Board, and that means that I need to start out and say a couple things. That this is solely my opinion. This is clearly not the opinion of the Lyme Planning Board. And in addition, this is not an official meeting. That'll occur Thursday, January 14th at 7 p.m. Uh, so I wanted to talk a little bit about the background of the senior housing amendment that's been put forth by the planning board. Uh, I'd like to give some of my thoughts about how to make it better and then what you can do to influence the decision. Uh, so I'm going to share my screen. I got a few slides and we'll go from there. And here we go. So the planning board has spent the last 2 years thinking about how to relax constraints to permit multiple small homes on a single parcel that might be attractive for seniors. And they've come up with the senior housing amendment, um, and it allows for increased density of homes on a lot, up to 10 homes, and an average of 1,200 square feet per unit, which is a decent size for a senior housing unit. Um, it requires that one or two people 62 years old or more live there, no more people and no younger. And it's limited to the Lyme Common district, so that um, it's basically High Street, all along High Street, and then down to the Lyme Common, and uh, not quite to the Bailey Farm and not quite to the Tenson Farm out on the Thetford Road, East Thetford Road. Um, it allows for pretty big buildings, and so I would say that this amendment is good enough. It's a good start, but I'd like to talk about how to make it better. So the the amendment, um, I just listed those things. One of the problems with the current form is that it requires that it be in the Lyme Common District. And two problems here. One is it's very highly built out. That land, there's not a lot of open land. And so to build anything new, you have to take something down and rebuild it. The other is that it's extremely expensive, which is going to translate to more expensive units. How can you fix that? Well, then I would say let's allow senior housing other places in town. The commercial district uh, down by the Crossroads Academy and Pondview Apartments has a fair amount of open land. Um, and in fact, any place on Route 10 would be might be a very good place to uh, to put senior housing or any kind of housing. It's still got good access. The lots can be larger, and so the buildings can be set back. Another thought: what what else could be done to make this better? Um, the ordinance has a very narrow definition of seniors. It's limited to one or two people who are 62 years of age or older. This is fine. These people clearly are seniors, but it makes it it makes it hard for other options and other choices. So a 62-year-old person could not move into could not occupy senior housing if they had a younger spouse. If you're an adult child that if you're an adult child that would like to move in and help your parent, that's not possible if you're under 62. Same for a college age child that wanted to go live with their grandparent for a year and enjoy that. What could you do about that? Well, the federal law says you can't discriminate by age unless it's for seniors. And one of the provisions is the one that allows 55-year-old people to be the eldest people in a senior housing unit. Keep going here. The poison pill. This is using the planning board's own language, own name for it. The amendment would be nullified if New Hampshire allows the same building density to be applied for non-seniors. So what's going on here is New Hampshire realizes there's a terrible housing crisis throughout the state. And a year ago, they were toying with a law that said if any town provides incentives for senior housing, the town would be required to offer those same incentives for non-seniors. The language in this uh, the language in this proposal would say if New Hampshire passed such a law, then senior housing goes away. There could no longer be for senior housing built under this language. I think the solution for that is to say let's acknowledge Lyme's responsibility to provide housing for people of all incomes and for all ages as recommended in the master plan. If the state says you have to do this, let's do this. So, my thoughts. Summary, the current draft is okay. Let's pass it. But at the meeting on Thursday, let's see if we can't get the planning board to permit senior housing in other parts of town. Um, let's see if they can relax the definition of seniors to include 55-year-old and up, and to drop the poison pill. Let's just say if the state makes this requirement, let's not cut off senior housing, but instead let's welcome new, younger people to Lyme. Thanks for listening.